Hey everybody, welcome to Raven Creek Outdoors. I'm Jason, and today I'm going to show you at least one of the uses for bipods. So we're going to build a small A-frame shelter that can also be converted into a basically lean-to with an awning. So stick around. This is a 6-foot hank of paracord with a bowline knot in one side and one Prusik loop. I carry 6 of these in my bag, and the reason I carry these is so if I want to build a shelter like this where I need to secure a bipod down to the ground, instead of having to tie a bunch of knots, I just pull one of these hanks out. I can hook the bowline right on the bipod, run down to a tent stake so that this Prusik loop is completely adjustable anywhere on that line, and then I just put a stake through the Prusik loop, pull my line tight. So I'm going to get these bipods set up with these, and then I'll take you over to them and show you. So stick around for me, would you? Thank you. Okay, we've got both of our bipods and our ridge pole up. You can see I stake down at each end, and all I do, if this was long term, I would lash that, but instead I wrap the bowline around the bipod and the ridge pole. And when you do that and put tension in both directions, there's your other one. When you put tension in both directions, it holds it in place for you. So now I'm just gonna take my knife and just knock off anything sharp that could damage my tarp across the top of this. I'll be back when that's done. I'm using my 10x10 tarp from Kalinko Hammocks, 3 meters by 3 meters. It has 19 tie-off points. I really like this thing. So far it's been pretty durable. So we're gonna set up the A-frame with this. I've got the ridge pole cleaned off. Alright, what's in the bag? What's in the bag? So that's my ridge line you've seen the videos on. I keep that and all my tent stakes right in the bag. It makes it easy. I pull out the bag, I've got my tarp, I've got all my stakes, I've got my ridge line. Alright, let's get this put together. Well, I don't know how I did it without measuring anything or putting the tarp up there first, but I actually have that pretty close. I have to stretch out the bipods just a couple inches to pull that tight, and then I'll get a close-up of it after I get it staked down to show you what I'm talking about. I didn't have to untie or retie anything, having that Prusik loop at the bottom of my 6-foot hank that I showed you earlier. All I have to do is pull the tag end of the line, slide the Prusik loop up, and let go. A lot easier. Here's our A-frame. Takes a little bit of adjusting and finagling to get your legs and your tarp just right. If we wanted to, we could stake out the middle like this, and then grab this center loop, pull it back, tie it to this tree nearby, and then we would have a little bit more space on the side walls. But you can see this is plenty of space. You can see if I stand on my knees, it's a little bit low, but sitting on my knees, I have plenty of room in here. This actually could sleep two people and their gear. This is 10 foot long and close to 5 foot wide at the bottom, about 5 foot wide at the bottom. So if we did pull the centers out, that's about another 16 inches if we pulled the centers out. That's a lot of room for one person and his gear, even a lot of room for two people in their gear. There's a lot of deadfall around here. So now we're going to look for two pieces that are about 5 or 6 foot tall, and with either a fork or a Y at the end. I'm gonna get those cleaned up and cut to length, and I'll be back. Just a few inches taller than me is good enough. We're gonna unstake one side of this A-frame and lift it up to these poles and get them tied down to the ground and enjoy our lean-to for a minute. So I ran out of tent stakes. I needed one more, so I made one. If you don't know how to make these, it's pretty simple. Get one that's about the width of your thumb, unless you have like them little tiny hands, get a little bigger than your thumb. You're gonna cut a 7-notch. So you just take your saw or your knife, go through it about a third of the way, maybe close to half, and then you're gonna just shave it off this way. Put a spike at the other end, and on this end, if you trim this back a little bit, it won't mushroom out so bad when you pound it into the ground. And we just converted our A-frame into a lean-to with an awning. So a little tip and trick about this: the reason I use the fork is so if I want to close that down fast, all I have to do is pull my loops off, drop the stick. Another thing is you can either sharpen it kind of drive it into the ground. Or this is what I do. My tent stakes have a small paracord loop on them. I take my awning prop and put it right in that loop, and it can't go anywhere because the stake is driven in the ground. Okay, I really hope my dad is watching this video, because I just broke my rake. And when I was a kid, I'd want to go do stuff and he'd want me to rake the yard first, and I would, but his rakes were all like 742 years old and they would break, and he thought I did it on purpose. So I hope he's watching this video. Hey guys, another quick tip for you. If you can't get a tent stake out of the ground because you drove it into a root or really hard ground, if you have the ones like this with loops, just use other tent stakes or a toggle and put them through the loop, and they pull right out. Dad, if you are watching this, I'm sorry for breaking all your rakes, man, but they were junk. I kind of feel like I should go out and buy you 20 of them or so. That's probably how many I broke. And make sure you tell Mom I got my pants dirty. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was useful. This is one example of what you can do with bipods. Also, an A-frame shelter converted into a lean-to with an awning. There's a ton of room in there. I didn't bring my sleep system because I'm in a state park. I can't stay here. I can't have fires. So as soon as I get somewhere where I can camp for the night and I can have fires, then these videos will probably become much more enjoyable. But until then, bear with me. Thanks for watching. If you like my channel and you like these videos, please hit the thumb, hit the subscribe, ding the bell, leave a comment. I'll get to it when I can. Share the heck out of this video. If everybody shares this video with 3 to 5 people, and they share it with 3 to 5 people, these videos will get around real quick, and it will help me grow my channel quicker. I appreciate the subs that I already have, and I appreciate the ones that I'll be getting in the future. So until the next video, get off the couch, get off your phone, and enjoy the outdoors.